AITA for ordering the same meal as someone else when we were at a restaurant? We had dinner with my sister-in-law so he could introduce her new boyfriend. It wasn't anything fancy or expensive, we just went to Kelsey's. It was myself, my husband, his brother, his parents and his sister and her new boyfriend. It first got weird when it came time for us to order. After I gave my order to the waitress, her boyfriend paused. He asked me if I was sure. I said, yes, and he said he needed a minute even though he was previously ready like the rest of us. He said my order was what he was going to get. No one was stopping him from ordering it and I didn't order the last one. The kitchen had enough for everyone, there was no shortage. But he kept asking me if I was sure and was annoyed and unhappy that I didn't change my mind. He ended up getting what he originally wanted, but he sulked the rest of the night and kept bringing it up that we ordered the same thing. Was I tough for not ordering something else? We were at Kelsey's and not some exclusive fancy restaurant that had only one of everything. My sister-in-law's I was the one who was wrong. She is mad at me for being rude and making him uncomfortable. She said I broke some unwritten rule and my etiquette was bad, especially since her boyfriend was the newcomer in this situation, not me. My husband says I didn't do anything wrong, but his sister disagrees in that and said I should have ordered something else. In case it's relevant, I'm 33 meters. My husband is 33 meters. His sister is 29F and her boyfriend is around her age. AITA for telling my sister to UCK off with her scientifically accurate term? I'm 5 months pregnant and told my family a few weeks ago. My sister wasn't happy for me and told me she was concerned about my geriatric pregnancy. I told her I'm under 40, and it isn't a geriatric pregnancy, and that I didn't need her concern, because my OBG and I had it covered. She still wasn't happy for me, but it is what it is. At Easter dinner she again referred to my pregnancy as geriatric when talking to the family, and I again corrected her. She said, sorry, but if you are over 35 it's geriatric. Other people weighed in, mostly disagreeing with her. She pulled up an article on her phone saying 35 and over is a geriatric pregnancy. My aunt laughed and said that is idiotic. She said at this rate, everyone will be either too young or too old to have children, since 20s is too young and 30s is too old. My sister said that she's using the scientifically accurate term, and it isn't her fault if it upsets me. I said, well, you can UCK off with your scientifically accurate term, because we all know you are just trying to make me feel bad. Someone changed the topic, but she didn't talk to me the rest of that Sunday. The next couple days, she sent me several links to articles about geriatric pregnancies, so I blocked her. My mom called me this morning and asked if I blocked my sister. I said I did temporarily, because she was spamming me. My mom said, grow you panned, make nice with your sister. What you did, using profanity on a holy day, was just as bad. You're going to be a mother, act like one. Was I the AmItheAsshole, and do I owe my sister an apology? AITA for telling my wife she cannot use my kids to fulfill her wish? I, 40 meters, am married to Claire, 39F. I have 2 children with my late wife who are 15 and 16. Claire has a grown son in his 20s. My late wife was Maggie and I still love her and always will. Shepest when our kids were 2 and 3 years old. We had talked about the possibility of it happening because she had a job where she put herself at risk to help others. She is still very much part of our story. When I was ready to date again, I went into it with some basic points that needed to be okay with a potential partner. Those were, I was not looking for a mother for my children. They have a mother and did not want a relationship where they called someone else mom. Yes, we talked about it. Maggie would always be part of the picture and any partner of mine had to be okay with that. Maggie would not be forgotten or erased just because I was ready to date. I also did not want to have more children. When Claire and I met, she told me all of that was good with her because she had a grown son and did not want to start over, and she respected that I still loved my late wife. She and my kids got along, so I felt good about our relationship. Things were good until last year when my youngest told me Claire had been making them uncomfortable around Mother's Day and that she had requested that my child suggest a change of plans and we do something for her that Mother's Day. Claire was always with her son while the kids and I would visit Maggie's grave, go out for lunch at the diner Maggie and I took them to while she was alive, and we'd chill afterward. Claire wanted us to drop that and never said a thing to me. I brought it up to her and she told me she felt it was time the kids and I joined her and her son for Mother's Day and embraced the person who is here. I told her she was celebrating with her son while my kids and I were remembering and honoring their mom. She was very closed off and I told her we needed to speak to a therapist because I could see there was more going on. It's taken this long, but from February she has been opening up and saying how she does want my kids to view her as a mother and how she isn't okay with how things are with them seeing her as family but not a parent and with how much Maggie is still part of things. She also admitted her relationship with her son is not what she has pretended it to be and how she wanted a chance to have a closer adult relationship with my kids and to be the mom of an adult she always thought she would be. I told her she could not use my kids to fulfill her wish when they are not wanting to be part of that. She told me if I loved her I would encourage them to at least try and that I said that to her in a very dismissive way. She told me I was being rude for the sake of rude. Though the therapist agreed with me, Claire is still hurt about what I said. AITA. I remarried 4 years ago. My kids have known her 5 years. When we discussed what Claire's role would be and the fact she would not be a mother to me children, she wanted it to be clear that she didn't want to do all the work for none of the motherly benefits. So we agreed I would parent and she would enjoy a relationship with the kids. It might be more strict than some would say is normal and I will acknowledge that. But we did communicate about this a lot before we married and when we were still figuring out things. This was fine at first, but then her relationship with her son deteriorated. She lied about that to me for at least a year. Then it became a problem that we had agreed she would not be a mother to my children, because she wanted that stronger adult relationship and was not going to have that with her son. AITA for leaving my brother without childcare over a heater. Forgive my bad grammar, English is not my first language. Some backstory. I live with my 35-year-old brother and his wife and 4 kids, 3 girls 1 boy and all 4 and under. I am basically a live-in nanny for the mond. I live in their house rent-free because I don't have a job. Both my brother and his wife work. When they first got pregnant, they asked me to move in with them with the promise that they would pay me for childcare. Well, that only lasted a month and they proceeded to have 3 more kids in the process. I never complained cause I do live in their house rent-free and I know he really needed the help. Well, they recently came into money trouble and they now owe an insane amount of money. They have both been working extra hours to make up what they owe. On to what happened. It's been really cold L'Italian because of that the house has been really cold. To turn on the heaters is a process and I don't know how to do it, so my brother has been turning them all on except for my room. My room is now the coldest in the house. I can't sleep at night even with all the thickest blankets. I get pain when I am cold, so I'm up all night in pain. I have been exhausted watching 4 kids by myself all day. I have been asking my brother to turn my heater on, but he keeps saying he'll get to it. Well, a week ago he told me that he was never turning my on cause he needs to keep the bills down. I asked him if I just have it on at night and turn the ones in the main room off during the night. He said no, that it's his house and he'll do whatever please is in his house and I don't get a say cause it don't help financially. I didn't say anything to him right away. I just texted my mom and asked she could pick me up. After she said she could, I told him that my mom was coming and I'll see if someone can come pick up my stuff soon. He asked me what I meant and I only told him that he needs to find someone else to watch his kids. Either get a nanny or one of them quits because I am not doing it anymore. He told me that I was being dramatic and that he'll give me time to calm down. I said I didn't need time. Anda told me to think of the kids and how they were super attached to me. I said I'll still see them with a parent present because I don't plan on babysitting. At this point his wife is trying to defuse the situation and my mom showed up and I asked if it was okay for me to move back in with her and she agreed and said she'll have my stepdad come pick my stuff up tomorrow. My brother has been blowing up my phone and he told our dad, so now he's blowing up my phone too. My dad texted me asking how I could abandon them knowing they're struggling. I feel bad cause I did abandon them but I couldn't do it anymore. So AITA? AITA for telling my fiancé my son must be named a real junior? AITA? My fiancé is pregnant and when we found out he's a boy we decided to make him my junior. My name starts with the letter D, so his name is gonna be D_____ junior. My fiancée said she can agree to name him my name but doesn't want to add the junior on the birth certificate because she hates the nickname, DJ, which my family has already started calling him. I got mad and said in order for him to be a real junior he has to actually have junior in the name and to get over the nickname. I think having the option for both a full name and a nickname is nice, but she's refusing to include the junior to the name and said I am not compromising. She got upset herself and said that she already agreed to make him a junior by using my name and I am an AmItheAsshole. I told She's the SS hole since she doesn't want to include the junior all over a dumb nickname she doesn't have to use. AITA?